Of all things I like books best. What one man calls God, another calls the laws of physics. You may live to see man-made horrors beyond your comprehension. The present is theirs, the future for which I really worked is mine. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. Be alone, that is the secret of invention. Be alone, that is when ideas are born. If your hate could be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. The individual is ephemeral, races and nations come and pass away, but man remains. I don't care that they stole my idea. I care that they don't have any of their own. I do not think you can name many great inventions that have been made by married men. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Life is and will ever remain an equation incapable of solution, but it contains certain known factors. Our virtues and our failings are inseparable like force and matter. When they separate, man is no more. We crave for new sensations, but soon become indifferent to them. The wonders of yesterday are today common occurrences. The scientists of today think deeply instead of clearly. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. All that was great in the past was ridiculed, condemned, combated, suppressed, only to emerge all the more powerfully, all the more triumphantly from the struggle. Let the future tell the truth, and evaluate each one according to his work and accomplishments. The present is theirs, the future for which I have really worked is mine. Today's scientists have substituted mathematics for experiments, and they wander off through equation after equation, and eventually build a structure which has no relation to reality. Invention is the most important product of man's creative brain. The ultimate purpose is the complete mastery of mind over the material world, the harnessing of human nature to human needs. My brain is only a receiver. In the universe there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. I have not penetrated into the secrets of this core, but I know that it exists. The gift of mental power comes from God, divine being, and if we concentrate our minds on that truth, we become in tune with this great power. My mother had taught me to seek all truth in the Bible. I do not think there is any thrill that can go through the human heart like that felt by the inventor as he sees some creation of the brain unfolding to success. Such emotions make a man forget food, sleep, friends, love, everything. I am credited with being one of the hardest workers, and perhaps I am, if thought is the equivalent of labor, for I have devoted to it almost all of my waking hours. But if work is interpreted to be a definite performance in a specified time according to a rigid rule, then I may be the worst of idlers. What we now want is closer contact and better understanding between individuals and communities all over the earth, and the elimination of egoism and pride which is always prone to plunge the world into primeval barbarism and strife. Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal enlightenment. Fights between individuals, as well as governments and nations, invariably result from misunderstandings in the broadest interpretation of this term. Misunderstandings are always caused by the inability of appreciating one another's point of view. This again is due to the ignorance of those concerned, not so much in their own, as in their mutual fields. The peril of a clash is aggravated by a more or less predominant sense of combativeness, posed by every human being. To resist this inherent fighting tendency, the best way is to dispel ignorance of the doings of others by a systematic spread of general knowledge. With this object in view, it is most important to aid exchange of thought and intercourse.